So this recipe has been requested. It's just that I didn't have the time to do it. Also, I couldn't find proper ingredients. When I mean ingredients, I mean, yep, the mud crab. Okay, it's really difficult to find mud crabs here in UAE, but I managed to find one just for you guys, and I'm so excited to cook it. Before we cook it, I'm going to explain a few key factors about the mud crab. You have to buy the mud crab live, okay? So you will see their tentacles moving, their eyes are moving, and you have to buy it live, because once they are dead, the meat dissolves inside the crusty shell and it doesn't taste good. Once you bring it home, if you can't cook it on that day, you can preserve the life of the mud crab if you just leave it in a dark corner or in a box. They'll just relax and chill out and hang out, and they can live up to 2 to 3 days in a warm dark place, because mud crabs are usually in warm water. So it's always better to cook it fresh. So once you bring it home, put it in the freezer for about, I'll say like 1 hour or 45 minutes until they go to sleep, because cooking a live mud crab or trying to cut into a live mud crab is a bit scary and inhumane. Now, am I talking with experience? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not going to tell you guys, but don't try to cut it or cook it when it's still alive. So put it to sleep, put it in the fridge for about 45 minutes till it goes to sleep, and then you take it out. So now this crab is fully asleep, so that's why it's not moving, and now you can get into cooking. They'll be always tied up, so be very careful, because when they are alive they can actually take a finger off. So be very, very careful. These pinchers are so strong, they can really take a toe or a finger off, so be very mindful of it. And then once you have put them to sleep, then you're safe to cut these strings out. They sort of go into a coma or a hibernation, that they don't feel anything once they're sleeping, so you don't have to worry about it after they're sleeping. So that's why just make sure that you put them in for about 60 minutes. So there are many ways that you can cut it and take it off. Now I've seen people just take it and crack this thing off, but we're gonna do it the safe and delicate method. What we're gonna do is we're gonna turn it over and then remove this part out, because nobody eats that, and then turn it over, take a cloth, and I'm going to show you guys. What you do is you put your finger in here. Can you see? There's going to be an opening there, and then just take this shell out. Okay, so this little row here is actually a delicacy, and a lot of people like that, including myself. So I'm gonna leave that and add that later into my curry. You're also supposed to remove these bits because it doesn't taste that good and it just tastes bitter, so just pluck it out. Now you can use a knife and like cut it, but I just like to crack it open. Now be mindful of all these tricky things, okay? I'm just used to it, so, but you have to be really careful. Just be gentle and pull it off, and there you go. And this, my friend, is where the money is, because the claw and the meat in the claw is the absolute delicious part of the crab. It's all valuable flesh. And crack it open like this, or there you go. It's not that hard. Oh my god, the butter! Guys, you can absolutely throw that out. It's just that I personally like to eat it, because I like to add that bit into the curry, but you can of course wash it off. You can clean it out by removing all these excess bits. So you can cut this into two, so that everyone will have quite a little share. Or you can just cook this whole thing and have it on your own. Make sure that you bruise the claws just a little bit. so that all the heat will go in, the juices will go in, the flavor will go in, and that meat will get cooked. Not too much, just lightly bruise it. The trick to cooking good mud crab is, there's no trick. Don't fuss with it too much. That is the main trick. Into a heated pot, there's about 3 to 4 tablespoons of pure virgin coconut oil. Okay, Sri Lankan crab curry, coconut oil. Then I'm going to put in the chopped ginger and garlic. Let that infuse in the oil. And once that's getting infused just a little bit, I'm going to add the onions and chopped up tomato and the cilantro. Everything has to cook together. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the base and the sauce first. So once that's getting cooked a little bit, put about a tablespoon of salt. So once that's mellowing down, I'm going to add pandan leaves, good bunch of curry leaves, pure Ceylon cinnamon, the best. Just break it into 2 and just add it in there. 7 to 8 pods of cardamom and about 4 to 5 cloves. Crush it a little bit so that all the flavor will infuse very well with the oils. 1 tablespoon of turmeric powder, 2 tablespoons of Sri Lankan chili powder. You can use Indian chili powder if you like. 1 big tablespoon of Sri Lankan curry powder. Get a beautiful, beautiful aroma. What we are doing is we are cooking the base right now. You're going to add 1 cup of water and close the lid so that all the flavors will infuse together. So after about 2 to 3 minutes, you're going to see beautifully infused flavors just like this. And into that infused flavors, you're going to put in your crab. And you're going to add a little bit more water, maybe half a cup. Then you're going to add 2 cups of thick coconut cream. So mix in the milk. So this is called Jaffna curry powder. It's a beautiful blend of Sri Lankan spices made in a specific way. Now you can buy this in Indian shops, or you can buy it in a Sri Lankan shop world over. I'm pretty sure in USA, Canada, wherever you guys are from, if you go into Indian or a Sri Lankan shop, you can find Jaffna curry powder. I'm gonna add quite a big spoon. Don't be afraid of it because this is where the flavor comes from. So I'm gonna add, like, this is about 6 to 7 tablespoons, and I'm just gonna let it infuse in there. The butter that I saved, I'm gonna add that, and then just put this part. This is mainly for decoration. You really don't need it. You keep it closed, and it will take to about 15 to 20 minutes to cook. Now how you know it's cooked is the shell has to turn color. It has to turn into a beautiful crimson orange, and that's how you know when the meat is cooked. Don't overcook it. So once you see that the crab has turned color, you switch off the heat. There you go. It looks beautiful, doesn't it? So what I'm adding now is a handful of moringa leaves. This not only helps to cool the heaty meat, it also adds a lot of beautiful peppery flavor. We're not done. So once the heat is turned off and you've added that moringa leaf, add a good squeeze of lime. There are so many more recipes that I will share with you in the near future. This is just a milder version of it. Add the lime. And thing about crab, especially the mud crab curry, you don't eat it right away. You have to switch off the heat and let all that beautiful flesh soak up all that flavor. So you have to let it rest for at least another 10 minutes, even half an hour if you could, just to let it absorb all that flavor, because it takes time for that hard crusty shell and that meat to absorb all the flavor. So you let it rest. So there you have it, my Sri Lankan mud crab curry. This is the red curry. There's also the black curry, the pepper curry, the chili garlic flavor. All in due course, I will share all the recipes with you right here on the Minority Taste. Right now, we're gonna taste this. I'm going straight for the claws. You carefully remove the shell off, and there you go, you'll get that beautiful juicy lollipop. I'm gonna pull off that beautiful flesh out. Oh wow. It's juicy, it's succulent, and it's so spicy. It's just so beautiful. You can try this recipe out with bread, like especially like the French crusty bread or the roast palm as we call it in Sri Lanka, with a bit of rice and dal curry and wholesome ball on the side. You can basically enjoy it with anything you would prefer. So let me know what you think of the recipe if you try it out. Please do try it out. Please subscribe, share my recipe with other people who would love it. Follow me on my other socials, Instagram and my Facebook page. I stay more active on Instagram, but I love YouTube. So let me know what you guys think, and see you on my next episode on the Minority Taste. Bye!